to another episode of Let's Go Flying. You're joining me here at Ashcroft today, and you'll notice that there's no plane to fly. Now, that's because I sold my plane Megs a few months ago, and I came up with the bright idea that I was going to build my own aircraft. Now, after a lot of research, I've decided that I'm going for the Skyranger Nynja, the LS model in 600 kilogram guise. Now, I'm really excited to say that the aircraft is ready to collect, and we're collecting the kit tomorrow and bringing it back here to Ashcroft. So today there's no flying. This is the hangar. This is where we're going to be building it. We're going to be filming the whole thing for you, and yeah, just looking forward to getting going really. We'll give you a bit of a guided tour. So as you can see, this is where Meg's used to be. At the moment we've got a big empty space. I've just been organising all my tools and everything, which are here. I've got another set of racking to put up, which is just over there. I've just got to actually unpack that first of all. So you can join us doing that in a minute. If you can put that together, you can certainly build a plane. This is my little base of operations. This is where I'm going to be working from. This is my desk. I've brought this in so that I can put my plans on there, and any smaller tasks that need doing, I've got a solid workstation to do it from. So as I was saying, about 3 months ago, I decided that I wanted to build my next plane. And there's a few reasons I wanted to do that. First of all, obviously, cost. It keeps the cost down if you build it yourself. Second, it teaches you more about the aircraft that you're flying, so that you understand it more. I'm hoping that will kind of fill me with a bit more confidence in the aircraft. And thirdly, because I finance aircraft for a living, my ethos has always been to make flying more affordable for people and more accessible. Now, I think there's probably a lot of people out there who've thought about building their own aircraft in the past, but have always been put off thinking maybe it's too difficult, or you know, it's a bit beyond their skill set. Now, I've never done anything like this before, and I have no idea how it's going to go. It might be a complete disaster where I'm tearing my hair out and I end up with, you know, a huge, very expensive pile of bits in the hangar that doesn't even resemble a plane. But I'm hoping that with a bit of determination, a bit of resilience, and, you know, learning from people around me that I know, that I can put this together and make it a really good and interesting project, and hopefully encourage more people to do something similar in the future. The Nynja, to me, it was it came down to a few aircraft actually, but the Nynja was the one which immediately stood out to me, especially with the new 600 kilogram category coming into play. So I'm really excited to get that built. I'm picking it up tomorrow from the factory. The wing tubes aren't ready yet, that's the only thing to say, and nor is the 600 kg landing gear. So Paul Dewhurst has very kindly included the microlight landing gear, so I can build it onto something with wheels, and then I can swap those out hopefully in around 3 or 4 weeks time when they arrive. So yeah, I think I've got everything. I think I'm ready to go. It's quite exciting, quite nerve-wracking. It's the eve of picking it up. I mean, I have no idea what to expect at all, but you folks are going to join us the whole journey. So let's get this racking built, tidy the hangar up a little bit more, have a bit more workspace, and yeah, we can get on the road tomorrow nice and early, get down to Flylight and pick up the new plane.
What are you doing there?
I'm attempting to assemble flat-packed shelving from Amazon, but everything's come just like a little bit bent, which is driving me mad. So this is like a warm-up before I start building the plane. But this is actually irritating me, so you know what they say, if you're struggling, hit it with a hammer. So as you can see, the second shelf is now built. Everything is nice and neat. I've got dust sheets up here, and I've got all my tools. Everything's within arm's reach. So I'm hoping when my inspector comes next week, he will give me the go-ahead to start building straight away. As I say, I've got a nice working area here too. Plenty of space. So I know the floor's not ideal. That's why I've actually bought myself some knee pads. I figured that it might be a good idea to wear those just to save my knees. But the plan is I'm going to lay dust sheets out for all the parts and everything inside the kit. And then I've got these, which are pretty cool. I'll show you what these do now. Now, I've actually got 4 of these And the plan is I'm going to build the aircraft onto them at the beginning. Obviously, because at first it's not going to have any wheels, is it? There we go. We've got fairly decent trestle. And they take a decent weight as well. I think it's 125 kilos they can take each. Or it might be 120, don't quote me on that. But they came as a pair, and I think I got 2 sets from Amazon. I think they're about 70 quid, something like that. And what I like about them is that they just fold flat and go away nice and neatly. And then they've got a cool little carry handle on them, and they just stack away nicely. Dead easy. This is the Green Goblin, we've nicknamed it. This is what's kept me in the air for the last few weeks, giving me plenty of practice with flying, keeping my hand in, and it's been great. Awesome bit of kit. So I'll do a review video on this at some point so you can all see what this is all about. But the XAirs are great, absolutely cracking pieces of kit. This is our wonderful new clubhouse at Ashcroft. So if anyone does fly in, we've got a nice barbecue area over here, nice outdoor seating area, and then, as you can see, it's called Captain Nick's. Right, we're on the way. So we left about an hour and 3/4 ago. We've got about 41 minutes to go till we get to Sywell. And I have no idea what to expect, I'll be honest. I have no idea at all what to expect. I've messaged Paul Dewhurst this morning to let him know that we were on our way. And yeah, I play it by ear really, to be fair. I've never done anything like this before, so not sure what's going to happen. I posted a few things last night on Facebook. A couple of pictures of my tool racks and things like that, and I popped one into the Skyranger pilots group, which is quite funny, and swiftly got thrown out the group, which was quite interesting. Anyway, it turned out to be a complete misunderstanding, and apparently somebody's spamming a load of groups using my profile picture, so I don't know what that's about. I need to investigate that. Yeah, traffic seems to be moving nice and freely. We're all nice and cosy in the van. So I guess we will catch up with you when we get to Sywell. So see you soon. Well, looks like we've made it to Sywell. No idea where we go now though. I hope this is the right way. Oh, that was a big bump. Ah, okay. You can't go. There's Amanda. Hello Amanda, how are you?
Oh, great, how are you? You've just arrived, good timing.
We have, I know, exactly. Where do we go?
We're going straight up to those gates and then we'll let you in.
Okay, awesome, fabulous. That was really good timing.
How exciting.
How exciting.
Are you excited? How
Very
are you feeling?
excited, a bit
Are you
nervous.
ready?
Something like that. Hey, it might be small, but it's powerful. How are you doing? You okay?
Are we allowed to shake?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Let's see why not.
We do shake.
Yeah, I've got that in the car. Just hands, face, space, and all that, you know.
It's not been easy times, has it?
No, it's not. It's not.
Won't be a second.
Wonderful. Oh, that's lovely, isn't it?
So let me weigh these and then I can get out. I'm only doing this now because I got a trip this weekend to Newton Arts.
Hello, Nick.
Hello,
It's Paul.
Paul, hi. Nice to meet you. You okay?
The M6 released you then?
Yes, it did. It did. It was a traumatic experience getting stuck in traffic on the way here, but we got here in the end. Yeah, very exciting. It's all quite overwhelming actually. Coming in here, like wow. What do you think?
This is really nice.
It's lovely, isn't it? Absolutely lovely.
Just an iPad mini in the middle,
Oh yeah, oh that's a lovely.
running Sky Demon.
I think,
Have you got the Cardinas?
yeah. I think I've gone for this exactly the same as this.
Nice touch. 'Cause they all start scrolling now. So you've got analog and digital.
Oh.
So from a teaching point of view, I mean, I tell them just to work off the needles and
Yeah.
not be on the numbers, but flight time computer. So as you leave the ground and the VSI triggers, then you've got your airframe hours. There,
Yeah.
haven't you? An hour meter on the counter, on the rev counter.
This is lovely.
Them seats look comfy, don't
They do actually. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, made the right choice, haven't they?
they? Yeah, happy?
Definitely, 100%. What do you think, Anna? Think of the Ninja? Are you a fan?
Oh yeah. I can't wait to go flying with this.
Hey,
We'll be back.
there's a few months of pain first, I think. We've got.
Nah, it's great. It's great.
Obviously, there's a few different with lots of different decals. So you've got the 6
Yeah.
You've got a new one at the back there. You see, that's nice.
This has worked out. We call him Flash Gordon.
Flash Gordon.
His details are pretty good, I think.
Smart.
Gives it a totally different look.
It does, doesn't it? That's lovely. I don't know what I expected, but I expected it to be smaller than that. I don't know how. I don't, yeah, interesting.
Your door's open.
Look, we've got a bulkhead luckily, so it's not going to be too much of a problem, I don't think. I mean, we'll get it in. But I don't know what I expected, but I expected less than that. I don't know why.
That's an interesting question, actually. Did you actually get a shipping list with sizes of the boxes or anything?
I don't recall seeing one.
No, I don't know if you do. That was
Maybe.
a question
Do you
that
know
might
what?
be
Paul
worth
could have sent me one.
considering that.
He probably did send me one, but I feel like it's not going to fit in the van. What's that, sorry? It'd be interesting.
Depends how much this comes out compared to that. I think it's going to go in like millimetre perfect.
Do you reckon?
It better.
Because it's 3.3.
Is it?
It doesn't go quite to there, and you can come to here. So the bulkhead slopes a little bit. So it'll be close.
Interesting. Interesting. I think I must have missed the bit where it had the dimensions on. I don't know what. As I said, I don't know what I expected, but I didn't expect this.
We've got a big welder in the back, and so
Yeah, we've got all sorts.
reformat your van.
So that box of bits you were talking about, you've actually got 7 boxes of bits.
And an engine.
And an
We
engine.
mustn't forget the engine. It's in there.
Yeah, no.
This is all very overwhelming. This is box number 8 then.
Expensive Mr. Rotax bit.
Is this the... Oh, lovely. Oh my word, I've never seen a brand new one before. Oh, and this end oil as well, isn't it?
Yep, you get some oil with it even.
Wow. Look at that. Isn't that
Brand
marvellous?
new engine.
This is all quite surreal.
Oh, box 8 boxes.
Alright.
Someone said to me, so, how are you feeling about all this? And it's like, I didn't really feel anything till I got here, and it's just all kind of sunk in. Really strange. What are your thoughts?
I think that it's going to keep you rather busy.
I think it will.
And I think it's going to be good fun. And I think you've chose a lovely plane.
They are, aren't they?
And it's going to be an experience.
I think it definitely will be.
Yeah, we'll just get them off. We'll get the big boxes. And then we'll see where we are. Yes, it's the shrunken print of this one. I think I've ever seen this print of this one.
It's a medium wheelbase, this one.
Normally go for the extra long.
Will that just slide, do you think?
That's the plan.
Yeah, I can tie him shut. Oh, did that close? No way. that's inch perfect. Let's have a look.
Yeah, the other box is slightly longer, but we could probably put it on an angle.
Me? Oh yeah, I've never actually sat in one either, so that's fantastic, thank you. So, bun first.
Yeah, you got the tube above your head if you need it.
Do you know what? This is really comfortable. It seems a lot roomier inside than. So a friend of mine's got one at Ashcroft.
A Ninja.
And he's got a Swift. It's a Swift 2, but it seems a bit roomier inside.
You got the flat dash.
Yes,
Swift.
he does. Yeah.
Swift 2. As soon as he went to the binnacle, and as I say, this tube used to come straight down to here on the old Skyrangers. That's how you got square doors like that.
Yeah, I think that makes a huge difference. The door coming out.
Forwards, so these open kind of gull wing down. That's probably a slight disadvantage when you're getting in because you've got to hold it open to get your feet.
I see what you mean.
Automatically shut. But it makes it easier to get in because you've not got to do it.
Have you ordered the split door or the full door?
I ordered the full door. I'm starting to wonder now. I can always change it in future, can't I?
Well, the nice thing is, I mean, mine's placard at 90 miles an hour, but you can fly with the top doors open.
The thing is, the reason I ordered it with the full door is because I don't think I'll ever do it. I don't think I'll ever open them. I don't think I'll ever open it. I don't think I'll ever do it, to be honest. Yeah, that's the point.
You get rid of the obscurity of the Lexan then. So with the singles you can't at any speed.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, I don't fly it at 90 miles an hour with the doors open, but just slowing it down as a camera shift and then...
What does it cruise at, out of interest?
When we're flying back to Manchester, we normally set it about 100 mile an hour.
Yeah. Which is a nice speed.
So we're probably doing about 96, and that's 15 litres an hour, which isn't bad.
No,
so
it's not bad at all.
Not necessarily an economical cruise, but 85 is a nice speed, and
yeah.
85 miles.
I think we're going to need some help unloading at the other end.
Not sure I can assist too much.
Otherwise, there's going to be a plane eternally living in the back of this van. I think I might need a bit of help. It's Tuesday. Oh, well, I'll give you a buzz when we're on the way back. All right, buddy. Catch you in a bit. See you. Bye-bye. I think you worked a miracle here. Yeah, pretty impressive one.
You don't need to fork this now. No.
And the door's even shut. I'm surprised at that, I'll be honest.
Like a glove, as they say.
Just like that anyway. There's a packing list here, which has got all the small bits that we put together. So it's got all the bits in the engine installation kit, and it tells you what box they're in as well. So you've got box number 5 there, and then it goes through to the engine, which is in its own box. But the filters and a few other bits are in the engine installation bit, and then it's got all the air.
I don't think those will be coming out for a while, will they?
Basically tells you where to find everything. So you can unbox everything and put it in the corner, but then that won't be useful finding anything again.
I see what you mean.
Well, you can leave it in leave it where you found it, but have a little look.
Yeah. Oh, that's really handy, actually.
Yeah. But make sure I do sometimes get people that unpack things, put them in cupboards, and if they've got somebody helping them, they get halfway through the build and go, this bit's missing, and it's in a cupboard where their mates put it.
Right, I see what you mean, yeah.
So be careful of that.
I will.
What else have we got in here? We have got, you need to register the build with the BMAA.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they'll need a certificate of conformance, which that is, and this one is for the airframe and the engine.
Yeah.
And then there's a separate one for the propeller there.
Perfect.
And then, so they know the build standard, I've got like a master document here which has got all of the build spec, because the Skyranger's been on a bit of a journey since it first started, so there's lots of things have appeared as mods and how they're grouped together define the build spec, so that has to go off to the BMAA as well. Tells them what it is, and it's worthwhile keeping copy all of this.
Yeah.
Keep if you're inspector, so your inspector knows what we've got. And then this little funny document here is the packing list that Aeros use for putting for final packing of the wooden box. If you have a look at this one down here, you have a box just like this one with lots of bits in it. And they're all kind of sub-assemblies. So there's a couple of tubes here with the brackets on the end. And there's one here with that's the nose leg one with the brackets on the end. And what they've done is they do pictures of the assembly.
Yep.
So you should have bits that look like this. And then they're ticked off that they've been checked and they've been packed. And then we've checked them all, so we tick them again. So it's a slightly quaint thing. The number there should be on the packaging, like 07 there is that one. There's a couple of other weird numbers that are to do with drawing numbers.
Oh, okay.
But you should see it there. But
I was going to say there's not.
Even if you've lost the bit of packaging,
There's not 53 of them, for example.
No. But even if you've lost the packaging, it's fairly easy to identify the bits because you've got the pictures. And
Okay.
if you look at the build manual and hunt around a bit, you'll find a bit that's the right shape and size to go with.
Yeah.
But this is a kind of master document that goes through that. And that's what that is. And the raw box should look like this when you open it up.
It should do. Hopefully.
Is that a lot? Very overwhelming.
But it's I think it's going to be interesting. Certainly, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be eye-opening, isn't it?
In this lot is all of the kind of bits associated with the coverings. So, for instance, you've got a rudder here, and that comes like this, so it's all built and covered.
Oh, that's good.
Assembled. You've got to check that everything's tight, but there is a rudder. You have to fit a couple of bits to it. So in this box is the rudder made up, all the tail surfaces, so the stabilisers, the elevators, the fin, everything's in here, and it's got the wings covering as well. And at the bottom of the box there's the door frame. That's what that looks like in there. And then you've got various other bits in other.
And you got my red seats.
Yep.
Red seats, perfect.
There's a red seat.
The red seats. I'm just trying to think now, is there anything else?
We've still got a few bits to follow as discussed, like the long wing tubes.
Yeah, that's fine.
600 kilo landing gear.
So will that be the same as what's on
that one?
at the front?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's slightly beefier, isn't it?
It is, and it's quite different in the way it works. The other one is a two-piece gear, whereas this is one big spring, and it kind of articulates on two clamping points.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean actually.
So it's significantly beefier and more flexible, which is nice. The answer is that it's surprisingly little. The original airframe was really very tough. In terms of the flight loads, the only thing we've had to alter is it has an extra sleeve inside this front lift strut, and it has a thicker plate where it attaches the lift strut to the leading edge of the wing, and a slightly thicker bracing wire inside. And that wasn't for your normal kind of putting more weight on and bending the wings upwards loads. It was actually for the negative G case if you ever found yourself flying upside down at -3G and incredibly high speed, which hopefully nobody ever will.
No, absolutely not.
But it's there in the code for some extreme moments. So that was all we had to do to the wings. On the fuselage, it's got a slightly beefier main landing gear to cope with the extra loads. And it wasn't as simple as just making it stronger, because it has to flex and absorb the energy. So this landing gear is both stronger and it's more flexible to absorb the energy. And it's a big one-piece spring made out of 75 T6 aluminium. So there's that as the kind of main difference on the fuselage, and there's a few minor things. There's a slight beef up to the flap mechanism, there's an oversleeve on the flap handle, and where the pivot arrangement there's an extra bracing tube there, which you can't see, it's all tucked away inside. And the only other differences are it's got an auxiliary fuel pump, which is a requirement if you go outside of the microlight category. So in advance of them publishing the exact nitty-gritty of the details for microlights, that's on a standard. And the firewall has been upgraded to stainless steel, so it moves from section S, which said it had to be fire resistant, which meant aluminium was okay, to if you pop out of the microlight codes, it goes to fireproof, and so we had to go to stainless steel. Again, whether that ends up being a final requirement, we don't know, but we've done it, it's there, it's standard in production now, so that it meets all cases. It's just a question of taking your time and doing it right.
Yeah,
and it may sound obvious, but the fastest way to finish the aeroplane is not to rush. If you rush, you'll kind of end up doing something a bit wrong, and you'll have to do it over again, and then it will take more time, and then if you're not careful, you get more frustrated and you rush a bit more, and it's a kind of a vicious circle. So take your time, do it right, do it once, and get it right, really.
Absolutely. I mean, you take a bit of time to focus on the finish of this, and it's just, you know, everything's just perfect. When you look around it, it's just remarkable.
I mean, the airframe comes fairly much prefabricated, so that's an assembly job more than anything else. But the details, the bit that kind of makes it look nice, is what you do with the glass fibre, with the fit and finish. You know, that you measure out and get your spacing right on these rivets, that you sand the edges of the glass fibre to get a really nice fit. And the glass fibre comes fairly well trimmed, but you still have to do the final fitting, final trimming, sanding, get all the gaps just nice. I am working on, in fact, I've got a prototype, I haven't fitted it yet, of a bonnet with doors in it. So it comes around here with a hinge there and just two quick release fasteners, so that you can you've got a good look inside. And the idea behind that is, especially for flying school, where you might have 5 people a day coming at it, students, and it's a really good idea that they learn how to pre-flight it. If they would take the bonnet off every time, it'd be a bit of a chore, but there they can lift it up enough to see most of the bits. So that's in development, and I've got a prototype out the mould. I was going to fit it on this for Popham, but I know I ran out of time.
Anna and I have just been having a bit of a chuckle, because on the way here, Anna was saying, "Oh, do you think you're going to manage with the boxes and everything like that when we get back to the hangar?" And I said, "Well, they can't be that big, can they?" And I was thinking, well, you know, they can't, because if you think about it, a plane weighs, and this is what I was saying to her, the plane weighs, 290 kilos, plus the boxes can't be more than 20 kilos. So that's 300 kilos divided by X amount of boxes. How wrong am I? Honestly, the amount of stuff in the back of this van. I turned up, and this is a medium wheelbase Mercedes Sprinter. And Paul Dewhurst immediately said to me, "You've turned up in the smallest van in the world." It's a 6-metre van. It's not a small van. I'm just in absolute shock.
It's just about it.
Anna said I looked really overwhelmed at one point, and to be honest, my thoughts are I was very, very overwhelmed. It was just, it hadn't truly sunk in until I was stood there in the hangar in front of a load of boxes with my name on them, and then I realised what a task I've got on. I mean, I've not underestimated it drastically or anything like that, but it's just made me realise that, you know, this is a big job. I've got a lot of responsibility on my shoulders to do it right, and you know, I just have to see how it goes, I guess.
It's going to be ups and downs, it's going to be a challenge.
Exactly.
That's what you wanted.
Yeah, exactly. It's a challenge.
And
it's going to be a challenge.
you get a nice built plane out of it.
Yeah, nice shiny new plane at the other end. And seeing the end result there as well, obviously we saw Amanda and Dave's plane, which which is a factory built, because obviously they use it for the flying school, but I got to have a sit in that, and that was absolutely incredible. What a lovely plane the new Nynja is. It really is lovely, and it's just made me want to get it finished quickly even more. But as Paul said to me, don't rush it, because the fastest way to build one is by taking your time, because if you start rushing, you mess things up. So I'm not going to rush. I'm going to put a lot of time and effort and attention into it, but I'm not going to rush it. Yeah. So we'll see you when we get back to Sywell. So we'll see you when we get back to Ashcroft. Sorry, it's been a long day. We'll see you when we get back to Ashcroft shortly. Well, we made it. This is how much we've got in the van. Managed to recruit some help. Gary's very kindly offered to come and give me a hand, and here he is with the orange god of the skies. Yeah.
He's going to regret helping.
Go on, Gary. Open her up.
Oh my god. What are we going to fit? How?
Good job.
How was that, Gary?
Well done.
Thoughts?
Simple.
Effortless.
That's what you do, Nighty.
Right, so I think that's enough for today. I'm a bit tired. Long drive, and obviously getting my head around all these bits here. And obviously now need to move the process forward. Register the project with the BMAA, and also sort my inspector out. So yeah, thanks for watching episode 1 of this new mini-series of Let's Go Flying. I say it's a mini-series, but I think it's going to take quite a while. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the second episode. Take care.